From the KOIN-6 newsroom, this is breaking news.
I can see him coming into the room with just a gun in his hand. It was terrifying.
A school on lockdown for a gunman on campus.
There was like 3 students hiding behind like ropes for choir. That's what we were doing.
Parents rushed to reunite with their children.
Felicia saw the butt of the gun. She did what I always said to do, was run for your life.
Tonight, how the varsity football coach took the shooter down.
We have the shotgun. The teacher had recovered it. We have an officer with that.
It is 11 o'clock. Good evening. I'm Jeff Gianola. Jennifer is off tonight. And here's what we know at this hour. The accused student with that shotgun in custody tonight. Police have not released his name. The first calls came in just before noon and the school went into lockdown. The varsity football coach tackled the student and police arrested him in a hallway. Officers searched the school. They didn't find anyone with injuries or any other threats. Students were then bused to a nearby Kmart parking lot where they were reunited with their parents. We have team coverage tonight, and we're going to begin with our Cole Miller. Cole?
Well, Jeff, it's been nearly 12 hours now since fear and confusion filled the hallways here at Parkrose. A sense of panic that is hard to fathom. Now, tonight, we're hearing from students who hid under anything they could find, and another who came face to face with her armed classmate.
I can see him coming into the room with just a gun in his hand. It was terrifying. It was truly terrifying.
They are the thoughts no student should ever have.
None of us knew if we were going to make it out alive.
A sense of uncertainty, anxiety, as another student armed with a shotgun walked into a classroom here at Parkrose High.
I think his intentions were trying to prove a point of some sort of his pain. I don't think he was trying to put other people in that sort of pain, but he had a gun, so I have to assume the worst.
Portland police say that student was tackled to the ground by a staff member before anyone was hurt, before any shots were fired. Officers then taking him into custody.
Nobody was really prepared for this. No matter how much you can say you prepared, it's always tough to actually do it.
With the school on lockdown as some scrambled to safety, others took cover.
We all hid. We hid like under clothes and stuff too, just in case anything would happen. Our door tried to be opened twice, and we didn't think it was the police because they didn't announce anything. So we just continued hiding behind the clothes.
A sweep of the campus turned up no additional suspects. Students were then put on buses to be reunited with their parents, patiently waiting to see familiar faces. Finally, that embrace after an exhausting and emotionally draining day.
I'm just glad my kids are safe. That was my main worry. I kept calling them and calling them. So much going on in this world is not safe.
Now, in the midst of all of this chaos, some students had to run from class, leaving things behind. The school will be open from 10 to noon tomorrow for anyone who needs to get anything. Jeff, Portland Public Schools has also reached out to Parkrose, which is its own district, to offer resources and counseling for those who may want to seek that out. Live tonight in Northeast Portland, Cole Miller, KOIN-6 News.
And late tonight, the Parkrose superintendent wrote a letter to families revealing students approached staff members expressing concerns about the gunman. We talked with high school student Diamond Morris. She says she worked a part-time job outside of school with that student who had the gun today. He had told her he was feeling suicidal because of things that had happened in his life. She says she told a teacher out of concern for him. She says all this happened before today's incident.
Told my teacher, and then she was like, okay, I'll tell a counselor to talk to him and not like say it was you told me anything, just to like, make sure he's okay. And then like 5 minutes after the bell rang, they were like, we're on lockdown, and she was like, oh my gosh, it was the student you just told me about.
And as parents got word of the gunman on campus, they rushed to the school to reunite with their students, their children. Jessica Diaz says her twin daughters were inside. One student called her sister in the main building to tell her this threat was real.
It's very scary. They're seniors. This is it. Like, I don't know how they're going to go back to school and finish the year. And now it's at home. It's in our home. He came inside of our home. And I'm scared for them for the rest of the year. And I'm scared for every year upcoming for the baby. And I just don't know what to do from here. I don't know where to go.
Students and parents reunited at a nearby parking lot off campus. And students and parents are calling Keenan Lowe, the coach who tackled the suspect, a hero tonight. Our Valina Jones spoke to Lowe's mother. Well, what is she telling you tonight, Valina?
Well, Jeff, Lowe's mom says the coach and security guard here at the school is just happy that he was at the right place at the right time, adding that he's thankful no one was injured. Now, I talked to the students that he coaches, and, well, they say they're thankful for the same thing.
My friend Preston, he said that Coach Lowe, our football coach, tackled the kid so he wouldn't be able to do anything with the gun.
As Parkrose students ran for cover, Keenan Lowe charged towards a student armed with a gun before anyone was injured.
I'm glad that he tackled the kid, but I'm also kind of disappointed that this would happen.
Students that Lowe usually roots for on the field are now cheering for him.
He really cares about us, so I'm not surprised. He's a great guy, and he always makes us do our best, so I believe that he's just doing what he had to do.
The Jesuit High School graduate played 4 seasons with the University of Oregon football team.
Lowe with his second touchdown,
landing him coaching jobs in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles in 2015 and San Francisco 49ers in 2016, which eventually led him back home to this field, coaching football and track.
I don't know what would have happened if Coach Lowe never tackled him or even brought him down in the first place. We read about this stuff in class, we talk about this stuff in class, but you never would have thought it had happened to you, especially today where all kids are worrying about tests, finals coming up.
Pooler says Lowe has always been a role model on and off the field.
It just makes me look up to him even more because, I mean, seeing that a person like him would go out of his way to do something like that for all of the students at Parkrose makes me feel like I'm in a safe environment.
Now, Pooler tells me that the football team has a group chat where they have all been able to support one another. He tells me the athletic department has also reached out to provide any resources that they may need. But all in all, he says the team is in good spirits tonight and is just really thankful, Jeff.
Yeah, and over the years, we've watched Keenan Lowe grow up both at Jesuit High School and then University of Oregon. What an incredible man. Well, earlier today, we got a copy of the scanner traffic from when the first reports of the gunman were called in. You're about to hear dispatchers and police stay calm and focused. This is what they trained for, but this situation was very intense. Here's how things unfolded during the first 12 minutes with the information coming in and constantly changing.
To the Parkrose High School, we're getting reports in the tennis court that a male just pulled out a gun and shot himself.
Private school.
And we're getting another caller reporting the same, saying that it looks like there may be a teacher yelling at some kids, saying there's an active shooter at the school. Another one calling in saying there's no shots from inside the school.
Do not have a male down here. I'm being told by the teacher that in the Fine Arts building that is right behind the baseball stadium, there's a male here with a shotgun, and I can smell what smells like a blast here at some point.
This is possibly going to be an active shooter now at Parkrose High School. Need more cars, so.
Being told that there is no one injured in the school, and that this is the only shooter.
Copy. Campus security with the active shooter and in custody on the western side of the building by the Fine Arts building, and no other shooters.
We have the shotgun. A teacher had recovered it. We have an officer with it.
They were so calm and measured. Now, tomorrow is prom for Parkrose students, and the Parkrose superintendent tweeted this evening that after talking with students and staff, prom will happen as scheduled on the Portland Spirit. Students will still be able to get a ticket at the loading dock if they plan on attending. We've been following this story all day, and you can find all of our coverage, including a photo gallery, extended interviews, and all the latest updates at KOIN.com. In other news tonight, the owner of the Mary B-2 was questioned by Coast Guard investigators today about the ship and its captain. Mary Anderson was the owner and financier of the crabbing vessel and the mother of the captain, Stephen Bernanke. He and his 2 crew members were killed when it capsized in January trying to cross the Yaquina Bay Bar. Well, today Anderson and her attorney told investigators while she was the ship's owner, she left much of the decision-making and knowledge of the vessel to her son. Anderson was also asked if she knew of her son using drugs or alcohol on board the boat.
I specifically felt that he was trustworthy and that it wouldn't happen.
If you knew that there was alcohol use on board and you would terminate employment, would that include Mr. Bernanke?
Yes.
Toxicology reports found Bernanke had alcohol, meth, and amphetamines in his system when he died. 5 days of public hearings concluded today, but the results of the Coast Guard's investigation could take months, even more than a year, to be complete. Now to the Salem-Keizer School District. They're making moves on new construction after passing one of the largest bonds in Oregon history. McNary High School is celebrating the groundbreaking for their new expansion to address overcrowding. They're building more than 24 new classrooms, a new science lab, more career technical spaces, and creating additional parking spots. This is all thanks to a $620 million bond voters passed just last year to update schools in the Salem-Keizer School District.
What it really did was bring the community together to really galvanize around the importance of education and just how important that the actual environment is for our children in learning.
Construction will start in June as soon as school gets out, and they expect to finish in August of next year. Rip City, get ready for Game 3 because the Western Conference Final comes to Portland tomorrow night. Portland fell by only 3 last night, 114 to 111 to the Golden State, which means the Blazers are now down 2-0 in the Western Conference Finals. But now the team back here at home in Rip City. Portland hoping to sweep Game 3 and 4 at home to even the series. We have special edition Blazers show at 5:30 tomorrow right here on KOIN 6. Game 3 tips off at the Moda Center tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. And do you have Rip City pride? We want to see it. Send us pictures to show us how you're supporting the Blazers. You can tweet us, share them on the KOIN Facebook page, or tag us on Instagram. You can also email us at reported@koin.com, and your pictures may appear on a future broadcast of KOIN 6 News. Next, a boat in flames, how firefighters prevented tragedy. Plus, car in the river, dive teams scour the Willamette after a man says he drove right off a boat ramp.
This weekend starting off dry, then a chance of showers and even thunderstorms. We'll detail all the highlights for the weekend coming up.
Tonight on The Late Show, Olivia Wilde is here. She'll talk about her new movie, Booksmart, then explain to my younger viewers what a book is.
You're watching KOIN 6 News, watching out for you. Look at this, a large boat went up in flames at Lake Union in Seattle. This boat was docked next to other boats and buildings, so crews rushed to put out the flames before it spread. Smoke from this fire filled downtown Seattle. The good news here, no one was hurt. Well, this is great news for parents because this happens to kids a lot. Researchers at the University of Washington have created a way for your smartphone to hear the warning signs of ear infections. The experimental app can detect fluid buildup behind the eardrum. It works using a piece of paper and a smartphone's microphone and speaker. Now, the phone makes a series of soft chirps into the ear through a small paper funnel. The app determines whether fluid is present based on the way the chirps are reflected back to the phone.
And it's a bit like when you're tapping a wine glass. If the wine glass is empty or half full, it's going to sound different.
So, one day parents might be able to use this tool to help them decide whether to take their child to the doctor. Researchers are seeking approval from the Food and Drug Administration. Clackamas County deputies spent the morning looking for a car in the Willamette River. They were called to a boat ramp in the Oak Grove area after a man was banging on a neighbor's door. That man was bleeding from his arm and then took off running. Deputies found the man who says he intentionally drove that car into the river. He was taken to the hospital for a mental health assessment. Deputies don't believe anyone else was in the car. Well, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, look no further than McMinnville because the 20th annual UFO Festival is now underway at McMinimum's Hotel Oregon. It runs through tomorrow, and the town is celebrating all things extraterrestrial with renowned speakers, movie screenings, radio broadcasts, and alien trivia.
It's an interesting cross-section of people that come down here. A lot of people come down just because it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like Halloween in May in one way, and then there's the people that are very serious about it.
The UFO focus in Yamhill County started back in 1950 with the famous Trent UFO sighting. You can head to KOIN.com to check out Kem Body's Where We Live segment for more on that sighting. And a Portland summer tradition is back. The first Sunday Parkways is this weekend. It's a series of neighborhood-wide bike rides all summer long, and the streets are closed for anyone who wants to walk the route. Riders will meet at 11 a.m. and ride 7 miles through parts of southeast Portland. There will also be food, music, and fun. There are 4 other Sunday Parkways planned in other neighborhoods throughout the summer. That's a lot of fun. And Natasha joins us. She's getting over laryngitis, but she's back with us tonight. Way to hang in there.
Yes, you know, you were talking about the big UFO festival happening in McMinnville.
Yes.
I feel like an alien stole my voice. I'm hoping to get it back soon. But speaking of that, your forecast for this weekend, depending on what plans you have in store for you in McMinnville Saturday, here you go. Starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's pretty much all day long and all night long. So starting at 9 o'clock, 55 degrees. You'll have some sun to start out, but by the middle of the day, 12 noon, 65 and raining. Chance of thunderstorms too, right about the time we're expecting the parade to start, which is at 3:30, a temperature of 60 degrees. And the PDX Skincare Festival, I'm emceeing it tomorrow morning. Yes, that's right. I'm going to use my voice once again. So you'll have to bear with me. Starting tomorrow morning, I'll be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. It'll be 55, still dry at that time, but by 11 o'clock in the morning, I think most of you will be done with the walk by then, and most of the activities will actually be heading inside OHSU, so that's some good news. But 65 degrees by 11 and 1 o'clock, expecting 60 with a chance of rain. Still, your temperature in Portland is 54 right now. Wind out of the southeast at 9 miles per hour. Sunrise time tomorrow morning, 5:37. Some light showers with us at the moment. And the heavy stuff arrives by tomorrow afternoon. And really, you get through most of the early morning hours. About 10 o'clock in the morning, we're still dry in Portland, but noticing areas from Salem south and out to the southwest, especially along the coast. That's where the rain will already be in place. We get to the middle of the day. Everybody's seeing the rain, except for most areas east of the Cascades. You're still dry. And then that changes by the time we get to about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Heavier showers along with a chance for thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. Now we get to Sunday, 8:30 in the morning, dry Portland south, but then noticing for the rest of the day around that circulation, around that area of low pressure, which will then be a little bit farther to the east. You'll see the wettest areas really to the east of the Cascades by then. So how much rain are we going to see from Saturday, lasting all the way through Saturday night? Possibly up to 8/10 of an inch. So this is a pretty decent amount of rain just in a 24-hour time period for inland valleys and also along the coast. We get through Sunday night, not as much rain expected, but your weekend totals possibly over an inch of rain just in Portland. Now, along with that, the thunderstorm potential is there for just about every corner of Oregon. So keep that in mind if you have plans outdoors, especially in the afternoon. Your 7-day forecast looks like this. So tomorrow's high, thanks to that southerly flow, is actually going to be closer to 70. But then we get cooler Sunday, Monday, and then look at that. In the middle of next week, some 70s for you.
And maybe your voice will be back by then.
I hope so.
Hang in there.
Thanks.
Hang in there. We're still ahead. The Blazers come home trailing the series, but they're not lacking confidence. Tom Ward has that and much more next in sports.
And welcome back to KOIN 6 News at 11 as the Blazers get ready for Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals against the Warriors. They do so knowing that only 6 teams in the last 7 seasons have come back from an 0-2 series deficit to win a 7-game series. One of those, the Blazers versus the Clippers in 2016. Now, Portland finds itself in that position after dropping the first 2 games of this series in Oakland. Blazers come home knowing that after outplaying the Warriors in Game 2 but coming up short, they have a real opportunity to square this series with 2 wins at home, and there is no shortage of confidence here.
Yeah, it's you know, it was a 3-game road trip, so in the middle of the playoffs, but it feels good. I don't think we take anything for granted that we're coming home, but you know, we have a great home court, so it does feel good.
We were the better team in Game 2, and we let the game slip away. They won the game. But, I mean, like I said, it was both games on their home floor, and in the playoffs, you always say protect your home court. And now, you know, we got the opportunity to do the same thing. So, you know, we just got to focus on tomorrow. Go get this first one at home.
And our A.J. McCord is back from Oakland. We'll have another edition of Courtside Chats tomorrow about an hour before tip-off. So join A.J. as she gets you ready for Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals at KOIN.com and our social media pages as well. All right, Eastern Conference Finals tonight. Raptors and Bucks Game 2 for Milwaukee. And if you had any thoughts that Toronto might steal Game 2, this might be an indication that you thought wrong. Giannis Antetokounmpo off the backboard to himself, throws it down for a statement. to start the game. Later, more Giannis, the Euro step and the flush. The Greek Freak was unstoppable in this one. It's Bucks by 10 midway through the first. Third quarter, Raptors trailing, but Kawhi Leonard never quits. Nice take, draws the foul on Brook Lopez, cuts the lead to 18. Leonard 31 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, but the Bucks never trailed as Giannis wound up with 30 points, 17 boards, 5 assists. Milwaukee takes a 2-0 series lead, 125-103. All right, round 2 of the PGA Championship from Bethpage Black, and Tiger Woods hadn't played since winning the Masters, choosing rest over rust, and not sure that was the best move. Tiger got off to a rough start, then on number 11 misses the par putt, second straight bogey to drop to +4, finished with a 3 over 73, 5 over for the tournament, missed the cut. Meanwhile, his playing partner on day one, Brooks Koepka, a course record 63 yesterday, followed it up with a 5 under 65 today. He is running away with it. 7 shots up on Jordan Spieth and Adam Scott. Dustin Johnson 4 under. Ricky Fowler at 2 under. KOIN 6 News at 11. Back after this.
It's that time of year again. The first batch of Copper River salmon arrived in Seattle this morning, fresh from Alaska. As is customary, Alaska Airlines flew in 18,000 pounds of the fish on its Boeing Salmon 30 Salmon. These fish typically bring the highest prices at restaurants and fish markets. Also, this week going on, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, the Hillsboro Hops Fan Fest tomorrow at Ron Tonkin Field. Free admission, parking, hot dogs. There are all kinds of fun things for the kids to do. For adults, the 3 official beer partners, Deschutes, Migration Brewing, and Crux will be there for tasting. Single game tickets also go on sale tomorrow. The fun kicks off at 10 in the morning. It'll run till 2 in the afternoon. By the way, the season begins June 14th in Eugene. The first home game, June 21st. Also this weekend, a fish studies conference at Oregon State University. We're talking about the band. The 3-day conference kicked off today. It takes a closer look at the band's impact on its fans and culture of the band. Scholars from across the country are holding programs. An Oregon State professor who is a big fan of fish is behind all this, and he brought the program into reality.
Wow.
The big thing, what about the weather this weekend, Natasha?
It's going to be mostly rainy, so sorry. But if you want to get stuff done without the rain, do it Saturday morning.
Okay.
Especially areas right around Portland. You got until about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon before the rain starts coming in. Chance of thunderstorms, too, so watch out for that. Sunday, you'll have a few more opportunities for sunshine, or at least lack of rain for the most part. So that's some good news. But look at next week, 70s return with sunshine.
Oh, yeah. And also, Blazers, Tom, are going to have their big screen out there for folks who don't have tickets to the game. They can watch on the big screen outside the Lotus Center. Okay, go Blazers. Have a great weekend from all your friends here at KOIN 6.